the story of a lady named Tiny. She was busy on her own. 14 children, 5 baby daddies. The wildest seeds were sown. Kennedy, yellow, red boy, Courtney lined up at her door. And the Chinaman, Mr. Hoy Hoy, made it one daddy more. She robbed so much they knew her name at every station in the town. Bailed out of jail 9 times, but Tiny never stayed down. The Boundbrook school bunch, the senior school pass students crew. Every single one of them got a story passing through. The Boundbrook school bunch, they're legendary and they're loud. Put them all together and you got the wildest crowd. Here's the story of Miss Genjen, so dainty on the hill. One man to her thing she'd say, she meant it with a will. Till her lord of the rim packed his bags and flew to Africa one day. And the figure fell off the whatnot in a most peculiar way. She swore she'd keep it classy, keep it tight and keep it right. But the figure kept tumbling down every other night. The Boundbrook school bunch, the senior school pass students crew. Every single one of them got a story passing through. The Boundbrook school bunch, they're legendary and they're loud. Put them all together and you got the wildest crowd. Here's the story of Miss Beverly with the Bible in one hand and a machete in the other, the holiest in the land. She robbed with Tiny and the crew on every other night. Then she prayed for mercy, saying, Lord, I've seen the light. She swore she'd changed her ways and turned a whole new leaf. But the machete's still beside the scripture, that's beyond belief. The Boundbrook school bunch, the senior school pass students crew. Every single one of them got a story passing through. The Boundbrook school bunch, they're legendary and they're loud. Put them all together and you got the wildest crowd. Here's the story of Miss Justice. She's a teacher with a plan. She came to school and changed the rules for every woman, every man. She had students sitting underneath her desk throughout the day, showing them the theory land and glory land. Hooray! Nobody knew what curriculum Miss Justice had in mind, but the theory land and glory land were one of a kind. Here's the story about Peaches, the counselor's Georgia fruit. She was treasure for the water crew and looking rather cute. But the money started missing and the water crew got mad. Peaches had the sweetest smile, but the stickiest fingers that they had. The counselor called her Georgia fruit, his sweetest little peach. But the water funds were gone and floating way beyond their reach. The Boundbrook school bunch, the senior school pass students crew. Every single one of them got a story passing through. The Boundbrook school bunch, they're legendary and they're loud. Put them all together and you got the wildest crowd. Here's the story about KK, the boy they call the king. King of all the fake news, never blamed for anything. He had 2 kids with Tiny, but he never spent a dime. Norma and Sharon raised those children. KK had a fine old time. Anything you say about him, he would shout without a care. It's fake news, KK screaming everywhere. Here's the story about Devon, they call him Tgo Knight. He fell in love with Georgia fruit and at first it felt so right. But Peaches stole his heart and then she broke it right in two. He went half mad and walked the town square, nothing else to do. Around the clock both day and night, poor Tgo walked the square, looking for the pieces of his heart that weren't there. Here's the story of a boy named Yellow and culture is his game. 4 children with Miss Tiny and he's Doc's brother by name. He writes the school dictionary, every sentence, every word. Not even Webster's can compare to the definitions that you heard. Morning's time, near and far, yard and broad. That's the official salutation. Yellow's language is the law. shelf. The Boundbrook bunch don't do things small, they take it for themselves. The Boundbrook school bunch, the senior school pass students crew. Every single one of them got a story passing through. The Boundbrook school bunch, they're legendary and they're loud. Put them all together and you got the wildest crowd. Now this is all a true story from Port Antonio way. The past students just sitting making jokes every single day. Big up Mark, Lorraine, and Cuddle for bringing us together tight. Everybody participate, even if you just laugh through the night.